What's going on, everybody? John Hildebrand here. I just got back from GuestyVal in Mexico City, and in this video, I'm gonna do a full recap. So if you're a property manager, short-term rental host, this video will be for you. Now, from AI breakthroughs to owner strategies, I'm gonna go over it all in this video. So stick around. Okay, I'm gonna break this video down in 5 different sections. In section 1, the event overview. So let me just dive into the overview. The location was in Mexico City, so it's called GuestyVal, networking, vendors, all that good stuff. First time ever visiting Mexico City, had no idea what to expect. I did find out there's 22 million people in the city. So traffic is kind of nuts, but the culture was awesome. We felt totally safe. We were walking around with our cameras. The food was outstanding, even though we did get a little bit of food poisoning, but that's okay. They really did a good job at including the culture, bringing in the right meals. And of course, none of this would be possible without my main man, Brody, behind the camera. Even during a little food tummy ache, we still filmed through it and got a bunch of great content. So make sure you guys are following the Instagrams, because we're gonna have a bunch of content on Guesty's Instagram and then my personal Instagram. Why I think Guesty is leading the pack, and it pretty much seems like the industry thinks that as well. I've been using Guesty for about 3 years now. My partners with Wolfpack are experts in Guesty also. It's our #1 choice when it comes to professional property managers. This event for me definitely gave me a very strong perspective on why Guesty is so amazing. They take the feedback back to the team, make adjustments. That's how Guesty keeps getting better. Love that about a company. It's not their way or the highway kind of thing, if that makes sense. So I was there for about 5 days. I spent the entire time networking, talking to a lot of the Guesty product team, marketing team, creating a ton of content for myself, but also got to create a ton of content for Guesty, which was an awesome partnership. New tools across the board that they launched: automation, accounting, messaging, and even owner engagement, which I love. Better OTA integrations, which who doesn't love that? And a new AI powered auto response in your inbox. So in your Guesty inbox, a way stronger version of AI. Now this is really cool. I can't wait to play around with this more. But in the new owner Guesty app, you can do a mass message to all of your owners. You can now send and share inspection photos, inspection reports, give clients real transparency all through the Guesty app. Okay, #3 is big themes and takeaways. AI was a massive topic. You can see that when even I was walking around doing my fishbowl series. AI is just not an option anymore. It's pretty much mandatory. You guys have some kind of AI in your business. And I'm not talking about like just random chat boxes. I'm talking about like AI being used for upsells, fraud detection, guest communication, revenue management, all that stuff. Now there was a couple companies there, Enzo Connect. They actually spoke on stage, talked a lot about AI, but Guesty made it very, very clear that if you're not thinking about AI and getting heavily involved in AI, you're gonna fall way behind. Another key point that was talked about quite a bit is data is power. You hear me talk about that all the time, but collect data from your guest, not just ones that book, but ones that didn't book also, so you can retarget those guests. Understanding the digital path for potential guests. So if a guest goes to your site, or why they've fallen off, how could you retarget them and follow them? And then you want to implement remarketing, which we're doing a lot with our micro resort. We're building that out for our motel. But you want to treat your business like an e-commerce, which for me, that was like massively eye-opening, because I used to have an e-commerce business and you would have to track guests all the way through. So why am I not thinking about that with the guests in the vacation rental business? Revenue management. This was a huge topic also, and I feel very lucky because I have a full-time revenue management team with Angel Host. I will put that link down below. I would highly recommend you guys check it out. But there was a lot of conversation about revenue management and how a lot of hosts are leaving money on the table. Having dynamic pricing is like the minimum bottom line at this point, and you can't just set it and forget it. Another big takeaway from this was just cutting out the noise. I'm gonna go through a lot of my Slack and figure out what notifications I need and don't need, my emails, that kind of stuff. I thought that was great advice, simple tip. Also, a lot of people were saying to streamline what your internal and external teams see. So your teams don't need to see everything. Maybe your cleaners only need to see the calendar, so about bookings. You know, if you're using something like Breezeway, like I'm using, it syncs into my property management software, Guesty, and then it syncs straight into Breezeway. My cleaners only see that kind of stuff. One of the best sessions for me was talking about winning and keeping owners. Something that I've been struggling with on that with Hilde Homes, on which direction I want to get the best homeowners possible, what kind of process can I go through that. And then we deal with that a lot with Wolfpack Consulting, is helping property managers fine-tune their homeowners, their values, and make sure they're signing on the right homeowners. Now, a couple key points from that part of the talk was right homeowners are more valuable than bookings. Honesty and transparency and communication was talked about a lot. This was awesome, and this is something I've been trying to do a lot more of, but it was saying to target more Google reviews, not just focus on Airbnb. So maybe you get an Airbnb booking, you got that review, maybe you want to do a follow-up with that guest and ask them if they would leave a Google review. And I love this one because I say no all the time, but it was nice to hear. A lot of people said it's okay to walk away from certain homeowners that don't fit your values or your box or whatnot, right? If it's not the right fit for that homeowner and for you, you're not doing anybody justice. You're just wasting everyone's time. At the very end, of course, they want everyone to stick around. They announced some Guesty things that are to come, some new software. So number 4 is what's new coming from Guesty. One of those is color-coded calendars with drag and drop block flexibility. So that's very cool. I love the fact that there's colors so you can easily see things. Redesigning the homepage that lets you take action without digging around. I haven't really seen that yet, but I am excited. Anything to make my life easier and visual. Push notifications on mobile alerts, bulk messaging, and AI inbox replies, which we talked about. You can now do ACH payouts, Guesty team credit cards, and you can automate 1099s. There's owner dashboard in real time, and then Slack integration. Finally, I know a lot of people were dying for Slack integration, me included. Number 5, definitely not the last, is my personal takeaways. My biggest eye-opening, my heart is still insanely full. One, I just want to give a huge shout out to Guesty for inviting me, let me be a part of telling my story through Guesty. It was awesome to be able to just run around with a camera and talk to a bunch of people. It's definitely made me think that maybe I do want to focus on Hilde Homes a little bit and build out the property management more, get myself to 25 to 50 properties to manage. I have such a powerful team. I've always lacked a little bit of the confidence, but at this event, it really reassured me that I'm in the right direction, so why not just go for it? When they were kicking off the whole entire event, on stage, I had no idea. All of a sudden, Wolfpack comes up on the main screen in front of everyone. I was like freaking out. I'll post a little photo. So that was very cool. Guesty recognized us. And honestly, man, these events, if you're anywhere in your business, but you're serious about being a property manager, even if you're managing your own, even if you're managing like 3 or 4, and you're just wanting to learn what you should be learning every day, these kind of events are a must. I would just recommend finding your tribe. Guesty is definitely my tribe. Everybody around there is my tribe. So I cannot stress this enough. If you couldn't make it to this one, I would highly recommend the next one because the networking alone is absolutely worth it. Also, one of my biggest highlights of the entire trip was meeting my entire external team from Angel Host. I love these guys so much. All of the guest communication, I was able to meet, I think like 15 of them in Mexico City. My heart was absolutely so full. Hilde Homes would not be possible without a fabulous team, and guest communications is literally at the top of the list. Big shout out to AngelHost and the team they have built. Now, if you're still watching, thank you. First of all, big thanks to Guesty. Do me a favor, go to Instagram, follow Guesty on Instagram. If you're wanting to get on Guesty and you're feeling lost and confused, reach out to us with Wolfpack. We will 100% help you. We've done this multiple times. And maybe I'll see you at next GuestyVal or wherever. I'll see you somewhere. Like, subscribe, comment. Peace out.